are. It's very warm for this time of year. There's blue sky opening up. In fact, it's opening up right on. Is the evil irritations I've had that I'm talking about is actually generating good scalar energy. And, thinking about and dealing with evil produces scalar energy, produces a beautiful music in nature. You may not think my videos are beautiful, but that's what nature thinks of. And people who are sick, really sick, the ones I meet that are predatory, and anyone who's sick really can be filled with lies. Right? They're filled with lies. And people who are filled with lies, they don't behave in a sense. A good example is this man Lyle that lives down this road. And now he's made himself a little more of a person of interest to me because he interrogated me the other day a little bit. He asked me a question that no one would ask me if they trusted me and if they could be trusted. Today I got an example of the body language of at least one man in particular, if not two, that can see someone they've seen doing nothing but walking up their street any number of times and be reasonably friendly to them and acknowledge them in a friendly way. Now I'm telling my mom that Lyle doesn't do this, and she's saying, "Well, you have to share yourself with people and do this," and she always assumes it's my mistake. It's incredible how women think. When I tell them issues of my mom, she always assumes it's something that I should do more or less, something I should adjust. You're the one who's in control. And what they really don't realize they're actually saying that the other person is sick. She's speaking in alcoholic tongues. She's saying that the other person, if you have to do more, anything extraordinary to make someone you barely know trust you, that other person is probably sick, right? But she's talking as though that person is well and I'm sick, right? And Lyle is unable, despite any number of times of seeing me, treating me in a friendly, consistently friendly way, right? Because he's a weak man. He's full of lies. Right? He's a sick man. And the guy that does irrigation of food, he's sick. He's full of lies. And when I came down there the other day, it literally felt like they were police officers. Yeah, and I could just feel it. It was just set up for me to feel that way. Didn't matter if they're not trying to. It's just like, you can feel it. I've walked down that street hundreds of times, right? And they're making me feel this way. Why? There's just a light shower. Because they're sick, right? They don't trust me because they're not trustworthy. The only reason that people don't trust me is because they're untrustworthy. The only reason they don't trust me is because they're untrustworthy. I meet people all the time, men and women, that are totally untrustworthy, right? But the first thing they do is make it about me, so that whatever happens, they can focus on me. If something happens, because untrustworthy people know that when they meet an honest man, that's a concern for them, the way that an honest person would be concerned about an untrustworthy person. They don't think of themselves as untrustworthy, but they don't trust me because I'm honest. And so they might focus on me even in a more friendly way. Hi, Landon. I went to the store and he would call me Hi, Landon, Hi, Landon. And the last time I heard Hi, Landon, him and a number of employees were sexually assaulting me in public. Why? Because they didn't trust me. And that was the only problem, you see, because they're untrustworthy. They had to get rid of me. Right? Had to get rid of me. You can't have someone around who's that strong and that healthy in a health food store, because health food is all about lying and exploiting people's vulnerabilities and their food control issues. And the whole market is about saving the planet and the soil eroding and GMO food killing you. And Jesus Christ, when pot came out, this one creepy lady told me that they're genetically altering the marijuana so that it kills you. It was like, holy fuck, this shit coming out of the mouth. Right? Society is designed to kill you. What are you talking about? He's one of those God shit weevil kind of people. I used to feel sorry for her. I don't anymore. Because she became predatory. And once you become predatory, you're gone. You see, we can have a lot of mental problems as human beings. Right? I can be angry. I can be upset, I can be confused, I can be disoriented, I can be not what you or any number of people like to see. He's sad, he's too angry, he's too bitter, he's too this, his ideas are crazy. But I can do that. But the moment I become predatory to someone in real space, the moment I become predatory, none of that matters anymore. You don't have my sympathy. Don't. That's the law. Don't prey on people. Don't prey on them. If you need to be aggressive with someone, right. I take a lot of time, like with Lyle. This man is like, he's a nothing man. He's like a permeable membrane. There's nothing substantial about this human being. But he has this beautiful modular home. And it was used in a local TV production of some shit TV show. Perfect person, perfect home for that. Something beautiful but completely vacant of all substance that anybody could use and put to some other plot at a nonce. Because there's nothing real about it. I don't know if you think your home would be a good set for a movie. I hope not. I hope it's dirty and filthy and full of joy. May your homes be dirty and full of joy. Clean them, of course, to the point that, you're not living in absolute filth. And even more than that, if you so prefer. But enjoy the good, clean filth of living joyfully upon the earth. If the children track in a little mud, be like, shit, I told you to take your shoes off, you little bastard. I'm going to cut your feet off next time. The thing is, it's very easy to track mud into a house when you live in Canada. That's why you have a mud room. I think the sun's going to come out. But so what else? So, yeah, it takes a few days to process that. He was asking me if he saw me one day. It was in the dark. It was like 6:30, and I was coming down the road, and I saw him with his dog, and he disappeared behind this house. And I'm like, that's interesting. So he walks between the houses. It's like, oh, that's interesting. He's sort of like being a little bit surreptitious, right? And walking along. Comes out, like, oh, dog's barking. It's like, oh, I'm going to keep walking. And then the end of the day comes, and I've been walking all day, and he's walking the dog, and this truck comes along, the irrigation guy that lives, and they're sitting there chatting, and it's like, I can feel like it's about me. Meanwhile, I'm just living my day, anyway. But this is the impression of me. And sun's coming in. And I walk up, truck goes away, goes by me, doesn't really make much of an attempt to acknowledge me. And then he comes out, or he's along the road, and he's like, oh, hi, was that, he doesn't even say hello. He says, was that you I saw this morning? I said, yes, it was. I say, hello. I greet him peacefully. I was like, hello, good to see you both. He's got his little dog barking. He's like, always good to see you, I say. It's not necessarily true, but I like seeing the dog. I like animals. And he's like, he doesn't say hello. He says, was that you this morning? He's like, yes, it was. And then he doesn't say anything. And I keep walking. And it just leaves this gap. It begs the question, right? Why are you asking me that? Right? This is a public road. I don't think I've ever asked anybody, did I see you walking down my road? Did I see you walking down my road the other day? Did I see you going by my house? When people say something about you are this, or are you doing this, or did I see you there, or I saw you this, all those convey aggression. I never talk that way to people. There's never a reason to really, there should never be a reason to talk about you or to you that way, for sure. And it conveys passive aggression. This is a weak-minded person. So I enjoy walking by his house now. You fucker. I'm going to walk by your house every fucking day. The more these people come up to me, the more I establish my territory. Right? I don't have to like you. If you are not a healthy man, and you can't greet me after seeing me 100 times in a healthy way, then I don't have to trust you. I'll still be friendly because it's in my better interest, selfishly or not, to be that way. But I don't have to like you. Right? You know nothing about me, and I know nothing about you, except what you show me when you're interacting with me. And if I see the cannon holes on your ship kind of flipping up every time I see you now and then, and asking me, questions that my police officer might ask me, I think you're being a bit of a cunt. Really. Right? Now, gaslighting is often passive defensive, passive aggressive energy. Right? That's a volatile, unhealthy dynamic. This person is making inappropriate contact. But thankfully, I already know he's mentally ill, so I don't expect anything from him. I don't expect him to be normal. There's a man that lives just down from him who's very friendly. Yeah. Remember, all I'm doing is walking down the street. When I was young, he's very racist. We would have said, what am I, black? Which is very racist. But think about what that says. I never learned that black people were treated badly in certain parts of the world. Just that if someone treated you badly, it was kind of like, that was how you would treat me if my skin color was black, which is creepy. But I lived and do live in a very white, predominant part of the world. What a perfectly ignorant white statement, eh? You'd be like a black person. What a totally ignorant statement. That's how white people talk. At least, that's how my people talk. And what my mom doesn't pick up, I don't want to make this too much about her, is that I'm telling her about this experience because it's uncomfortable for me. And the sociopathic, parasitical nature of the female mind does not listen to what is uncomfortable to men. She always makes it seem like it's in my power. And I said to her, well, that's one point of view. The other is that I don't owe anyone anything, and that's I'm quite capable of having friendly interactions with healthy males. And he's not one of them. Healthy person has no trouble because most of what people need to sense is at the smell, the instinctual level. If instinctually he doesn't like me, nothing I say is going to make a difference. It doesn't matter. I could say hello. I could work for the local credit bureau. It doesn't matter. He doesn't like me, and I don't like him. It looks like the sun wants to come out. I should probably try doing some walking and not just sit here. And it's a nice day anyway, so let's do that. Yeah, if it's on my mind, it made an impression. When people are friendly, it feels good. If people are neutral, it feels good. When people are not neutral, it feels bad. When that's the only person I talk to all day, that's bad. Okay. You don't know who you're talking to. And you create a problem for me. I'm going to talk about it all day long if I have to. And then we'll see what we'll see. If I find it's too much of a problem or whatever, because they know, ask their pitiful little questions. And as much as they're a homeowner of any kind, they can exert a certain territorial advantage. I give that to him. It's your house, it's where you live. You can distrust me, you can ask me impertinent questions, because I get it. It's your house, it's your neighborhood, and you don't trust me, right? Maybe you think I'm going to rob you or kick your dog, or maybe you just think I'm up to something nefarious every day, and you just get a bad feeling about me.